What is up, everyone? Welcome back to All Takes No Whiffs. I am Alex, and that is Christian. And for this video, we are going to be recapping the 2023 WBC, going over the championship game and just everything we thought of it, and kind of what is not next for the WBC, but what we are looking forward to in the future of the WBC, and kind of stuff we are going to be getting involved in next. But I'm so happy about how the WBC played out. To be honest, I got the two teams I wanted in the final, to be honest. I know you wanted your country,
Mhm.
but we still had an epic game, an epic tournament, and there was no better ending than how it ended with Mike Trout and
Um,
Shohei Ohtani.
the script went crazy. The script went crazy this year. But yeah, this 2023 WBC overall was great. Obviously, Dominican Republic disappointed me, but there's always 2026. I think it's dope that it's only going to be 3 years until the next one instead of four. But yeah, I can't wait for them to bounce back in that. And the final, just honestly, everything past the pool play was just electric from the start to the finish. Seeing Mexico may have the run that they had, I was not expecting that for sure. Venezuela going undefeated in pool play, and then an insane game against the Team USA. That was dope to see as well. But honestly, the final though. Wait, before the final, excuse me, Mexico versus Japan was nuts. Oh my god, that game was insane. I really thought Mexico was about to pull off the
One out
upset of the
away.
year.
One out away.
Yeah, and Japan though, the fighting back the way they did, just the dominating in general, it was a sight to see in this WBC. And honestly, I've heard this from a few people. I never really took it too serious. A lot of people have told me there's a lot of Japanese players that play over in Japan that would be like everyday MLB players without a doubt, but they just choose to stay there. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing his name or just getting it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Kurakami, the guy who hit the walk off double to beat Mexico and then hit a game tying home run in the final against Team USA. I'm pretty sure he's only 23 or 24, and he's a two-time MVP already.
23.
Yeah, and he's already had 3 or 4 30-30 seasons over there.
He broke the Japanese record for home runs last year. He hit 56.
Yeah, that guy, in my opinion, he's a borderline star in the MLB if he comes over right now. He's a beast, and obviously he's only 23, so he's got a bright future ahead of him. But Japan, it's been known already how talented they are at baseball, but they've made it abundantly clear with this run. But Team USA as well, they were really fun to watch. They had a good run as well.
Yeah, Team USA had a really good run. I was just happy to see all the stars in it. To be honest,
Hmm.
Mike Trout got to see him play some meaningful baseball for like the first time ever. To be honest, honestly, we may not see it again anytime
Hmm.
soon. Hopefully, that's not true. Hopefully, they are in the playoffs this year. But it was just nice seeing all the stars out there. To be honest, and kind of go back to the pool play games. I mean, pool play was kind of epic. To be honest, too, with the
Hmm.
how Pool A ended. Had five teams finished 2-2, and then they went into tiebreaker. I don't even want to get into the tiebreakers and how it worked and everything because it was so confusing. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was like runs scored and then runs against, and then it went against like head to head. So it was so cool to see Cuba and then Italy come out because honestly, Italy had a lot of hype around it with social media and everything. But didn't they ran into who eventually won in Japan, but
Hmm.
Italy had a really good run. Korea, they broke the record for runs in a single WBC game with 22 against China for their last game. They pretty much made up for all of their offense for the other four games because I'm pretty sure they scored 38 runs or something in the entire tournament. So, another thing that I really enjoyed about the tournament was honestly just Mexico. I mean, Mexico
Hmm.
kind of just went on, like you said, kind of like a Cinderella run, and they were just playing so well, so passionate and everything. And Randy Arozerena, he's a
Hmm.
global superstar if he wasn't already after this tournament.
Oh yeah, and this just Randy really just doubled down. We witnessed what he did in 2020, and but we couldn't say for sure because there was no fans in the stadium. It was just obviously a special scenario for the time. But 2023 in the world stage, this man did it again. I don't know about the same rate as he did it in 2020, but just best player on the field for Mexico at all times, really. Set the energy for them. And Randy's just one of the best clutch performers I think I've ever seen straight up.
Oh yeah, that double that led off, I think it was the 8th or the 7th against Japan, and then Alex Verdugo brought him in after Japan
Mhm.
tied it up. I mean, that was just classic Randy right there, and I'd love to see it. But to kind of go over some guys who kind of stood out in this tournament, who you may not know of or heard of from before from other teams, but the first guy we kind of want to go over that everybody knows about. I'm sure they know about him now, but Trea Turner. This
Mm.
dude absolutely went off. He tied the record for World Baseball Classic home runs in a single tournament with 5. And I mean, I don't really know much more to say about this dude. I mean, he absolutely just went off. His swing looks so smooth right now, and I'm looking forward to him for this MLB season. But that is one guy who just really, really stood out to me in this
Mm.
WBC.
What I loved about his swing, as smooth as it was looking, it was like identical every home run, like just like the follow through and everything like that. He said he was looking for his swing right before that game. He had a grand slam, and he found that, and he honestly found the best swing he's ever had. So, seeing Trea Turner stand out like that, that was a sight to see for sure. Mike Trout had a solid WBC for sure as well. Came through for them against Colombia. Scoring or driving in all 3 runs for them. That was huge to get them out of pool play. Was hoping to see more than 1 home run, but it's not a big deal. He performed well overall, and obviously the MVP in Shohei Ohtani. This man's numbers were crazy because he literally was the best pitcher and best hitter on his team. Up until the last game, Yoshida was I would say outperforming him with the bat, but I Otani kind of just got the edge with the numbers at the end, and obviously we saw what he did on the mound. And who else? Kurakami, I mentioned him. That's definitely a standout for me. He's a beast in my eyes for sure. And Masataka Yoshida, the 3-run home run to tie against Mexico when they were down 3-0.
Insane.
That was just insanity. The way he just golfed at it and got it over. Just the drama behind it, because like it looked foul for a second too. All that whole moment was crazy.
Yeah, the whole moment was crazy to be honest, but to move on to some guys who didn't make the finals or the semifinals, Team Italy. You already know where I'm going with this, Christian. Nicky freaking Lopez, dude. This dude went off in this tournament, and
Hmm.
I absolutely love to see it. We kind of called it, even though we were joking around a bit in our pool play videos, but Nicky Lopez, I mean, every time he came up in a clutch situation, it felt like he got a double or a single and just drove the run in. So really happy to see that, and I hope that's a good sign for him moving into this season because Kansas City Royals need some players like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And somebody else who stood out in pool play to me really, Juan Soto, one of the only guys who showed up for Dominican Republic. He was on fire, and he just honestly looked like he was trying to set a spark for the team that nobody else like really picked up. And I'm really excited to see that he's doing well after the end of last season. It was a little rough, and seeing him do it for Dominican Republic, it was dope for sure. I can't wait to see him doing it in the future for us, maybe past the pool play. Uh, yeah, they definitely need to figure that out because that team was way too stacked to not make it out of that.
Honestly, hopefully, the DR can have a little better outing the next time, but that pool was just honestly the
It was
most stacked in
stacked.
all of them. Venezuela, they really improved and everything, but and another guy who went off this past WBC, but they didn't make out a pool play in Chinese Taipei, but Yu Chang, I
Hmm.
think that's how you say his name. This dude absolutely went off. He had 2 home runs. He had a 438 batting average, and his OPS was almost at 1,000 for those 3 or 4 games that he played, and I think Boston Red Sox fans can be happy because this dude didn't play much for them last year, but he looks like he can be pretty good. He did sign a deal with them, another 1-year deal with them this upcoming year. So maybe Boston will have another guy or another superstar on their hand.
Yeah, Yu Chang. Yeah, he definitely went off in pool play. I'm excited to see what he has to do. Hopefully, he doesn't do too good against my Yankees. No, I'm playing. Would love to see him do great. But another guy I want to bring up real quick that we definitely need to look forward to. Just I feel like even if he stays in Japan or if he eventually comes to the MLB, Roki Sasaki for Japan. This guy, I believe he's also only 23 or 24.
21.
21. Wow. Yeah, he's only 21, and I know I said Shohei was the best pitcher for them. Low key, this guy kind of had the edge thinking about it. Just performance wise, stuff wise, disgusting. Gets up to I think about 102 or just pushing it.
No, he
And
gets up to it.
yeah, and Oh man, this guy, he's just a beast. I can't wait to see him if he comes to the MLB eventually because he's going to be a premier pitcher straight up. If he's doing this at 21, this man's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I would love to see this guy come over. Maybe he's gonna get a little more polished up over there in Japan, but this dude is gonna be electric when he comes over here at some point. But I was just kind of curious though. But what was your favorite moment during the WBC?
To be honest, the obvious and the real favorite moment, it was the last at bat, Trout and Ohtani. That was just dream come true scenario basically, and the at bat got to a full count. It was 2 outs, and then Ohtani throws the most disgusting slider I've seen in a while, and strikes out Trout. And Trout looked frustrated after it, so it looked like he was really trying to get at him. But that was just that whole dynamic between two teammates, two of the best baseball players in the world. That's a moment that's going to go down in history.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that is just what everyone wanted to see. I mean, it could not have been scripted any more perfect, to be honest, ending that way. But I honestly, that's probably my favorite moment from the tournament too. But to pick another one, the Trey Turner Grand Slam, go ahead Grand Slam, down 7-5, 0-2 count, hits a grand slam and just absolutely knows it right away. And the emotion, the bench on the bench afterwards was just absolutely crazy. And that's kind of what I wanted to get into next. So is like how much that this tournament means to all these players.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like a good transition for that. It's a good mix of this. This moment was crazy. Randy's catch to save Mexico against Puerto Rico, insane. And then the whole him carrying. I don't want to say carried Mexico, but he brought the energy for Mexico. He said it for them. And that's just one example. These guys playing for their country. It's blatantly obvious how much this means to not just them, but just to the sport of baseball. And I feel like too many people are undermining that, specifically Americans.
No, I mean, it's mainly Americans. You don't see
Hmm.
really anyone else complaining about it. I mean, who honestly, I know it sucks if players get hurt. Jose Altuve and Edwin Diaz both got hurt. Adam Wainwright, first day back from the WBC, gets hurt. So it's not like all these players who got hurt in the WBC, they could happen in spring training at any time. And
Hmm.
this is what happened with him. Reese Hoskins just got hurt too. I mean, it's
Hmm.
meaningless spring training games too. They're not meaningless. And that's the thing, though.
They're
These
not.
guys right now are playing to get ready for the season.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they're like for the WBC, they're representing their country. Like that, I just feel like that means a whole lot. This is the equivalent of the Olympics. This is the equivalent of the FIFA World Cup.
Hmm.
It's like this.
It
This
doesn't happen every year.
it doesn't happen every year, and I understand like fans of these teams. Like it's frustrating when your guy gets hurt like that, especially like the Edwin Diaz
And it
situation.
sucks.
It sucks. It really does suck. It could have happened in spring training, like Alex said. If they were held back from playing in the WBC, maybe Edwin Diaz takes a funny step in spring training. Who knows? You can't blame it on the WBC. But at the same time, to be honest, I understand the argument. Like the players aren't getting paid to play for Team USA. They're getting paid to play for their respective teams. I get it. I get where they're coming from, but it's like the world of soccer literally puts all that on pause for the World Cup because of how much it means being the best baseball team in the world. Being like it means a lot, and I feel like people should stop undermining that.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks because I mean, baseball is trying to expand and everything too, and having that just like as a huge obstacle, just I mean, not that it doesn't make it look good, it's kind of hard to get around, and people just need
Hmm.
to realize that this is going to be a thing probably for the next, I don't know, hopefully forever, to be honest.
Hmm.
Every 3 years, hopefully we get it. Hopefully it expands too to more
Hmm.
teams. Right now we only had 20. This was the first year we had 20. Before this, it was only 16. So hopefully it expands. I mean, baseball's gotten a lot more popular in Europe. I mean, who would have thought the Czech Republic would have had a team in the World Baseball Classic, to be honest? Honestly,
Great
same
Britain
thing
too.
with Italy. And yeah, same thing with Great Britain. I mean, baseball is getting a lot more popular. It's definitely not the most popular sport in the world. I mean, soccer definitely is, but it's getting there and it's an international sport and it's always has been and always will be.
Exactly. And uh, just a couple examples of like the fact that baseball is loved by many places. Obviously, you got America being the birthplace of the MLB. Baseball blossomed in the United States, of course, but then once it spread out in the Caribbean. That's one example. Baseball blew up. It's like it's a lifestyle in the Caribbean, like Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. These guys, a lot of young kids, they live and breathe baseball. Like it's their life. That's what they're trying to make it out with. And then
They'll do anything to play. Like if they don't have a bat and a glove, they'll figure it out.
exactly. And then you got Japan pulling in insane numbers for viewers for this WBC. I saw numbers like there was one game, and I'm pretty sure it was either in pool play or or one of the beginning round elimination rounds. 40% of the entire population of Japan tuned into that game. Like I've been seeing some insane numbers. I think there's some crazier numbers for the final, of course, but just to give you an idea of how loved the sport is by places outside of the U.S., it's right there. It's evident.
And I absolutely love that, to be honest. I love seeing baseball growing. I love seeing more people paying attention to it. And
Hmm.
I've honestly just had a really, really fun time covering the entire WBC. It's been so much fun. And we've really enjoyed all of y'all who have watched our videos, who have subscribed, who have commented, who we've interacted with. It's been really fun. And we hope to continue to do this more, bring y'all more content. And also, if y'all want, listen to our MLB stuff. If you're an international person and you want to follow the MLB, we'll be talking about the MLB the entire season. We have MLB previews of every team coming out right now every single day. So if y'all want, hit that subscribe button and learn more about the MLB and even boxing too.
Oh yeah, we definitely come through in the boxing world as well. Like Alex said, we do a lot of previews for baseball. We preview every major fight for boxing as well, even prospects as well. Not even just the major fights, but uh, definitely subscribe if you want to keep up with either baseball or boxing. It's going to be quality, and I just cannot wait for the 2023 season. After a amazing 2023 WBC, best WBC at the up to this point for
By
sure.
far.
Yeah, 2026, I think, is going to be even better, to be honest with you, with all the attention that's been put on to the WBC.
Mike Trout's already committed to it.
Oh, it's going to be older Trout too. I can't wait to see him being the captain again, though. Yeah, WBC was a great time, though. Looking forward to the 2023 season. But until then, peace.
Peace.